Hello, welcome to HITC Sport. Right, I'm a man in his 20s living out of a shoebox in the middle of a park. So the world of football wages, just thinking about it, I can almost taste the envy in my mouth. Tastes a bit like gone off dog food, with a hint of lemon. Let's take a look at the most overpaid footballer from the age of 18 right up until 38. Right, let's go and let's look at some of these wages that will probably make me cry a little bit. 18 Takefusa Kubo, 50,000. Yeah, starting off the list, 18-year-old Japanese midfielder Takefusa Kubo. Currently on loan at Real Mallorca, but his family must feel like they've won the lottery, because the former Barcelona reject is on the books of Real Madrid. Expect him to get a pig's skull in future El Clasicos, that is if he ever makes it onto the damn pitch. But yeah, this guy earns 50 grand a week, but he's done nothing in the game. 19 Callum Hudson-Odoi, 120,000. This is what interest from a big European club does. Callum Hudson-Odoi should probably start writing love letters to Bayern Munich on a daily basis, because without them stiffing around, he'd still be stuck on 30 grand a week on Chelsea's bench. Listen, this guy is a talent, but I remember a time when that sort of wage was rewarded for winning league titles, grabbing golden boots, not after 10 bastard starts in the league. This guy could turn out to be a great player, or he could get complacent, swap a bowl of porridge in the morning for a bucket of chicken wings, and then suddenly you've got a washed up Leon Osman on a fat £130 a week contract. 20 Matthijs de Ligt, 270,000. They say that Juventus are a sensible club who operate well within their means. Oh yeah, well, they're giving a 20-year-old kid £270,000 a week, and half the fan base are already comparing him to Phil Jones. Listen, de Ligt had a great season with Ajax, sure, but what does a 20-year-old boy need with 270 grand a week, with potential add-ons increasing to £415,000 a week? What does a 20-year-old kid need that for? What's he gonna spend it on? Buy a lifetime supply of TikTok? I may not fully understand what TikTok is. 21 Gianluigi Donnarumma, 200,000. You might think Gianluigi Donnarumma, arguably the most hyped goalkeeper on the planet, earning wages of 200 grand a week in a club like AC Milan. Fairly sensible, right? Is it bollocks? Sure, he has nearly 200 games under his belt for a 7-time champion of Europe. But lads, how can AC Milan justify that sort of wage? We thought it was the Mayans predicting the world ending in 2012. Maybe they were just Milanistas, because honestly, since then, 3rd, 8th, 10th, 7th, 6th, 6th, 5th, and currently 7th. Face it, lads, you're a mid-table Serie A club. You don't see Hellas Verona paying 200 grand a week to their goalkeeper. No, he's lucky if he gets enough to cover the bastard rent. 22 Luka Jovic, 170,000. I never understand how unfashionable players like Luka Jovic are in any position to shake Real Madrid down for that sort of cash. Jovic was literally a 21-year-old Benfica reject, stuck 12th in the Bundesliga with Eintracht Frankfurt. Real Madrid is a dream job. Most players would join for a weekly wage of 3 ham sandwiches and a jar of dirt. Are you saying this man would have actually turned down the Santiago Bernabeu? No! And sure, okay, this might have been the work of his agent during negotiations, but Real Madrid should have called this bluff. It's like a supermodel ringing up a Warhammer enthusiast, the type who probably sleeps in Batman pajamas and who hasn't touched a female since the day he fell out of one. It's like him turning around and demanding that she pay for his meal. £170,000 a week for a guy with 2 goals all season, just mental. 23 Joe Linton, 85,000. According to reports, Joe Linton is now Newcastle's highest earner. How did this guy command a £40 million transfer fee and wages of £85,000 a week? These are numbers associated with proven world-class individuals. Joe Linton has 3 goals in 29 games. 2 of those were against Rochford and f***ing Oxford. Sure, he can do it against League 1 opposition, but so can Ivan Toney. And Newcastle paid him about 3 jars of toenails a week. 24 Anthony Martial, 250,000. Controversial one maybe, but no, Anthony Martial is not worth the money Man United pay him. Sure, this is his best season for the club, but lads, be honest, this man blows hot and cold. There's every chance, like at Goodison Park last season, the man could just decide to leave his passion and dignity stuffed under his bed. About 4 to 5 times a season, Martial is often replaced by a sulking, lifeless brat spat onto a corner of the pitch. And I'm sorry, that sort of inconsistency should not be rewarded with monster wages. 25 Adrien Rabiot, 225,000. Listen, Adrien Rabiot is a good player, but as always, free transfers equal disproportionate wages. Go back 12 years ago. Tell a then teenage Rabiot, stuffed in a Man City youth team alongside Ryan McGivern and Ben Mee. Tell him then that he'd go on to earn these astronomical sums. He'd probably rip his own eyeballs out of his sockets out of sheer goddamn excitement. He's a good player, but 6 France caps. Steven Nzonzi, formerly of Stoke, has 14. 26 Paulo Dybala, 200,000. Christ, Juventus' annual wage bill. Let's hope they don't get relegated again, or the club will probably go extinct. Listen, Paulo Dybala is a great player, he really is, but £200,000 a week for a man who they're often trying to sell doesn't really make sense. 27 Jesse Rodriguez, 100,000. PSG must regret the day they ever signed Jesse Rodriguez from Real Madrid, all the way back in 2016. This is £400,000 a month for a guy with 10 league appearances in nearly half a decade. I don't want him. 4 separate loan spells. He wasn't even good enough for relegated Stoke. And I mean, no wonder he doesn't want to quit Paris. His career is stuffed so far down a toilet bowl. Once his contract finally does end, the only job offers he'll get are from Burger King. Such financial recklessness to offer this sort of money to a lightweight matchstick with no end product. It's like giving your bank details to a stray cat. 28, Oscar 400,000. When Jose Mourinho thinks of Oscar, he must feel sad. This was his golden boy, a player he tried to build Chelsea around. And here he is wasting his talent in the Chinese Super League. Fair enough, £400,000 a week is hard for any player to turn down. But in his 3 seasons at the club, Shanghai have only lifted the league title once. It's a division filled with Chinese plumbers who only learned the offside rule in 2014. And this guy hasn't hit 20 goals in a season even once. For £400,000 a week, I'd be expecting my player to fly. 20 goals a season should be the least you ask for. 29, David De Gea, 375,000. Listen, this guy's commitment to Manchester United is wafer thin. All this stuff between him and Real Madrid is a dodgy fax machine. The club have been trying to tie him down for a half a goddamn decade. So finally getting him to sign a long-term deal last September probably felt like success. But was it really? This isn't the David De Gea of 2015. He's been on a steady decline since the 2018 World Cup. Think of the mistakes this season and last. It's clear since this moment of the 2018 World Cup, his confidence has been dragged across broken glass. And considering Dean Henderson's performances out on loan for Sheffield United, this guy is lucky to still have the #1 shirt. Never mind a weekly wage of £375,000 a week. 30, Ander Herrera, 300,000. There's a few I could choose from, like Marko Arnautovic bringing in 200 grand a week. But no, Ander Herrera. I mean, this guy is a slightly above average workhorse. The Basque Darren Fletcher, and finds himself in a position to collect a £300,000 a week paycheck at PSG. How? When Darren Fletcher was that age, he was getting job offers from West Brom. 31, Alexis Sanchez, 400,000. It takes a lot to overtake Mesut Ozil as the most undeservedly paid 31-year-old on the planet. But that's exactly how ridiculous Alex Sanchez's contract is. The desperation to offer an Asian footballer wages of 400 grand a week. This guy earns enough cash to buy my food for a year, while squeezing out a dump on the bastard toilet. In the time it takes him to walk his dogs, he's just made enough money to buy a new house. In the length of time it's taken me to rant about him now, he's already earned 60 bastard quid. Mental. 32, Mohamed Diame, 100,000. Okay, Gonzalo Higuain's £125,000 a week contract at Juventus to deliver weekly helpings of disappointment and offsides. It runs him close, but I still can't get my head around the fact that Mohamed Diame, championship standard Mohamed Diame, who should probably be playing for someone like Hull, has found a club stupid enough to give him £100,000 a week, stuffing bags of cash up his nose out in Qatar with Al Ali. 33, Hulk, 400,000. When Hulk was in European football, this man was getting £60 million links to Chelsea. Again lads, he's a good player and yeah, has 70 goals, 125 games for Shanghai out in China. But do you really need to pay someone 400 grand a week to do that? It's the Chinese league. Lewis Graben would probably put up those sort of numbers. And you wouldn't need to pay him close to £500,000 a week. Just a reasonable 90 grand wage and a complimentary comb to style a ball of pubic hair stuck in his face. 34, Graziano Pele, 260,000. A perfect example of the standard of Chinese football is that Graziano Pele, a 34-year-old mid-table footballer, has 43 goals in his last 72 games. But again, you don't need to pay someone £260,000 a week to do it. 35, Andres Iniesta, 450,000. Look, we all know Andres Iniesta is one of the greatest midfielders of all time. This guy is a modern day legend, but I'm sorry. What 35-year-old footballer deserves wages of 450 grand a week? This is ludicrous. Do Vissel Kobe not understand the mechanics of time? This guy is about 2 years off retirement and is on 63 million yen a week, the equivalent of 450,000 British pounds. Every 7 days. These are Cristiano Ronaldo type wages. This is a mid-table J1 League club. Sure, they've won the Emperor's Cup, whatever the hell that is. But under Iniesta, 10th and 8th, an annual £22 million is going into one player's pocket to sit in midfield and finish halfway down the league. The average salary in Japan is 4.1 million yen. In 1 year, Iniesta makes nearly 3 billion. If this is the Japanese league trying to make themselves a global brand, trying to compete with the Chinese Super League, then use this money to invest in youth academies, European scouts. Don't blow the budget on one aging superstar 2 years off retirement. 36, Yaya Toure, 150,000. Yaya Toure is 36 and earns £150,000 a week for a newly promoted Chinese Super League club, Qingdao Hyundai. £150,000 a week for Chinese relegation battles. 37, Frank Ribery, 100,000. Fiorentina are 13th in Serie A, just 5 points above relegation. Let's hope they don't go down, because they're paying Frank Ribery £100,000 a week. He's 37 years old, played just 11 times this season. This man should be stuffed down the back arse of the Turkish league, not being paid stupid money to compete in one of Europe's top 5 leagues. £100,000 a week, and he still gets banned for 3 matches for pushing a referee. 38, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, 110,000. Yeah, it's almost sacrilege to criticize Zlatan Ibrahimovic, but because on his day he's a world-class player. But let's take his name out of it, alright? AC Milan, a club stuffed in Serie A's mid-table, battling for Europa League, are paying a 38-year-old footballer who probably bag about 10 goals a season, north of £100,000 a week. He turns 40 in 18 months. I don't care who he is. That's ridiculous. Anyway, that's it, fellas. Let me know in the comments below. Have I got this all wrong? Let me know. Maybe I have. Maybe these players deserve this sort of crazy money. They definitely don't. Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, I'll talk to you in a while.